Alright guys, today we are gonna be reacting to enemy left at Leopard 2. Now Ukraine troops show it's a Zaporizhzhia nightmare. Okay, this is in Zaporizhzhia. Thank you so much for the support, guys. Love the military videos. We're gonna simply jump in here. Make sure you guys are supporting the channel by just liking and share and comment. Let's jump in.
Welcome, everyone. Imagine you're in the middle of a war zone, riding a beast of a tank that's so smooth it could balance a glass of beer while speeding at 60 kilometers an hour. Sounds like something out of a movie, right? Well, for a group of Ukrainian soldiers, this is their reality with the Leopard 2A6. Stick around, because today we're diving into what makes this tank a game changer on the brutal Zaporizhzhia front, and the wild story of how these guys went from infantry grunts to tank rock stars in just months. Let's roll! Alright, picture this. Zaporizhzhia, Ukraine. One of the hottest spots in the war. It's chaotic, it's intense,
Crazy.
and it's where our story begins. Meet Fortovy, the commander of a Leopard 2A6 crew. These guys are out here in the thick of it, pushing forward in offensive operations. But this isn't just any tank. It's a German-engineered monster that's fast, deadly accurate, and, frankly, a little bit extra. Fortovy says it himself. This thing's got speed, precision, and moves like it's dancing. And trust me, when you're dodging enemy fire, that dance can save your life. So, what's the deal with this tank? The Leopard 2. A6 is like the Tesla of tanks. Sorry, Soviet T-64. You're more like a rusty old pickup. It's armed with a 120mm smoothbore cannon that can punch through just about anything, and
So hold on. He's just blasting the Leopard. Let me just hear that. The Leopard is like a Leopard 2 is A6 is like the Tesla of tank. Sorry, the Soviet T-64. What?
More like a rusty old pickup. It's armed with a 120mm smoothbore cannon that can punch through just about anything, and two 7.6, 2mm machine guns for extra spice. But the real magic? It's optics and night vision. This bad boy can spot a target 4 kilometers away in the dead of night. That's like seeing a deer in the woods from your couch, except the deer is a tank, and it's definitely not friendly. Oh, and get this. The stabilization is so good, you could be tearing across bumpy terrain at 50 to 60 kilometers per hour, and the gun stays locked on target. The Germans even proved it by balancing a beer mug on the barrel while driving.
Yeah, and we saw that in multiple videos, right? This is how Germans are very good when it comes down to their ingenuity and engineering. So the different way here's how I see Russian versus German or Western versus Eastern European armory. Eastern Europeans are just simply practical. I need a big tank that can just hold a big bullet and just throw it out of the tank or shoot it, boom, right? And they can move. And then Germany's, the Western world is more like, no, I need something like that, but I need certain things like where I can just see during the night, it can move, it can hold a beer, you know what I'm saying? Stability. Now, both technologies has the pros and cons. Pros, you can for Russia, you can build multiple of these tanks, multiple. I mean, 3 to 4 times the quantity that you need. The cons, probably lower quality. Probably lower quality. With the Western Armory, basically, pro, very nice equipment. Probably you will feel safe inside. It has everything you need to have protection. And not only that, even make it comfortable for you if you need to just hit that target and complete your mission. The cons, you cannot make a lot of those. Okay? In war, personally, I think war, the most important thing you need is make sure you have guns and just shoot. Right? That's all you need. It's all, of course, we're not talking about how smart the soldiers are, or how, the other stuff that go behind the curtain. But that's what I think. Yeah, I might be wrong here, but let me know in the comment section below.
Now, here's where it gets juicy. Fortovy and his crew, they weren't born tankers. 6 months ago, they were infantry, learning to storm trenches, not tanks. Then one day, a major shows up and says, Congrats, you're tankers now.
Wow.
Only 2 guys volunteered at first. Talk about a plot twist. But fast forward and they're training on the Leopard too. Their Western instructors thought they'd struggle, like teaching someone to drive a Formula One car after a lifetime on a bicycle.
Yeah, just look at that
But
monster,
these
man.
Ukrainians, they shocked everyone. In just weeks, they mastered the Leopard, leaving their trainers speechless. One crew member, Yuri, the loader, said, "We saw this tank on the news and thought, no way we're driving that." Then
Yeah, that's a
we're
monster,
in it,
man.
and it's unreal.
Wow.
So, what's it like inside? First off, it's comfy. For a tank. Fortovyi, who's apparently a tall guy, says it's a world apart from the cramped Soviet T-64s they used before.
Yeah, the T-64,
Those old
the two T-64 they're just Soviet style tanks. They're a little bit uncomfortable, you know, very strong. The T-64 are very strong, but they're a little bit more into the cramped, kind of uncomfortable, I don't know, accommodations, I will say. And this is where, of course, the Westerners, especially Germany, comes into play. They just take those things to consideration, making sure that your experience inside the tanks is better, because they might believe that your mental health are not, because it's not good currently, you cannot even be a good soldier. And I think there's a reality to that.
One wrong hit and the turret's flying off like a frisbee.
Wow.
The Leopard, it's built to keep the crew alive.
Wow.
Yuri, the loader, is in charge of feeding that 120mm cannon, picking the right ammo for the job. Anti-tank rounds, high explosive, you name it. And
Wow.
the optics? Fortovyi calls them gorgeous. He can spot enemy troops or vehicles 5 kilometers out day or night. It's like having superhero vision in a war zone. But it's not all high-tech glory. Operating in Zaporizhzhia is brutal. The crew
Okay.
talks about working at night or dawn.
Damn.
Leopard's stealth and speed make it a night beast, like its namesake. They support the infantry who are out there holding the line and taking ground. Fortovyi says, when the infantry see our tank, they get wings. But it's a two-way street. Tanks need infantry, and infantry need tanks.
There we go. Practical.
Every mission starts with intense planning, coordinating who's covering who, because one mistake can cost lives. It's high stakes, and these guys feel it every day. So, what keeps them going? Fortovyi puts it simply, victory is when the air raid sirens stop, when kids can go to school, when the skies are quiet. It's not just about winning battles. It's about
Wow.
bringing back a normal life. That's the fire in their hearts, and it's why they're so grateful for the Leopard 2s from their Western allies. They're not just fighting with tanks, they're fighting for a future. And that's the story of the Leopard 2A6 and the Ukrainian crews making it roar. What do you think? Could you handle riding a tank like that in a war zone? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you want more stories like
Well-
this, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for the military update.
Yeah, I think
We're
so.
gonna bring you the real story.
Look at that. I think Leopard 2 is up there. I would say top 3. Top 3. I think the new what's the name? T-23, T-26. I don't remember. I don't remember the name of the new Russian tank. It's very fast. It's very reliable as well. It's not. I don't think it's as strong as the Leopard, but it's up there. And the Abraham is very good as well. At that point, it's just a matter of taste, right? When you get to the top, I will say top 10, it's just a matter of what's the strategy behind the tank. But when it comes down to the Leopard has something that a lot of tanks don't have. It's just presence. And that alone can change the ball game during the war. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, guys. I would love to hear you guys' opinions. In the meantime, guys, I will see you in the next one. I'm out.